The Industrial Revolution started, transportation was succeeded by the use of animals or walking. There were carriages or wagons that were pulled behind animals to carry goods, most likely to markets to be dropped off. It was known that people in their carriages didn't go far from home only because there was really bad road systems that were created until it all changed when the Industrial Revolution came along.
The 5 main inventions that improved transportation was roads, river traffic, steamboats, canals, and railroads.
New transportation was used in many ways, like roads. They were the simpler way to travel. The way people built them were with crushed stone. The reason that it was made with the stone was because they didn't want the roads as muddy. River traffic. It was known as the easiest and or fastest way to get food transported and sent in the correct direction. If you were to need to get goods to go upstream, you would put the goods on keel boats, and if you needed to get the goods to go downstream, then you would put them on boats called flatboats. Steamboats, they were one of the first to be invented by John Fitch. The way the steamboats worked was there were many paddles used to help promote goods. Canals, they were also known as waterways that were connected to cities. They were also used for inland transportation so everything was quick and easy. Railroads were the most important invention in 1826. They were built in Biltmore, Ohio. The reason for railroads was to carry goods and also people. Railways were sped and also were very expensive. They emerged to around 30,000 miles in only just 20 years.
The Industrial Revolution started in the 18th and 19th century. It helped with new inventions that helped with transportation, machinery, and communication. The Industrial Revolution gave a whole new view to the modern world. Where the Industrial Revolution started in England, the reason for England to be the ones to start the Industrial Revolution was because they were the ones that held a large part of the world's landmass. England had a huge commercial and technological start before the rest of the world could even begin. Historians were thought to believe that there was a confluence and many other factors in which they didn't believe were the most important factors.
Years of transportation inventions made and who invented them. James Watt invented the first steam engine in 1775. The steam engine was used to take the energy from steam to power machinery. Steam engines were mainly used to power locomotives and steamboats. The steam engine was also known to be the center of the Industrial Revolutions, and they also helped with transporting raw materials a lot quicker and helped produce finished goods.
The first steam locomotive was invented by Richard Trevithick in 1801. It was also known as the Puffing Devil. It produced a lot higher PSI than Watt's. Richard's invention had a PSI of 145, while Watt's was at 5 PSI, making it more dangerous yet versatile reason. Being for his invention to be more dangerous is because of the higher levels of PSI, it could cause explosions.
Robert Fulton was the first to invent the steamboat in 1807. It's a wide boat that they used on rivers to carry goods and people from city to city at 5 miles per hour. Steamboats can also be dangerous. They could explode or sink, and sometimes races caused accidents. The Claremont was invented by Fulton and Robert Livingston in New York. When it was constructed.
John McAdam was the first to make or invent the new roads. In 1820, McAdam came up with new ways to build roads. He came up with the idea of raising road beds to ensure adequate drainage. He then designed road beds by using broken stones laid in symmetrical, tight patterns that were covered with small stones to create a hard surface. With McAdam's invention, new roads skyrocketed across Europe.
The first electric motor was invented in 1888 by Nikola Tesla. The reason being for Tesla to come up with this invention was because he discovered the rotating magnetic field, which is a fundamental principle in physics, also one of the greatest discoveries.
Rudolf Diesel invented the diesel engine in 1892. By 1897, the diesel engine was perfected to Rudolph's satisfaction. The diesel engine was displayed in the Munich exhibition of 1898, the diesel engine used a heavier fuel oil than the gasoline engines, it was to compete. Its fuel economy was remarkable, and it also ran quietly. With success of the diesel engine spread around the world, interest and manufacturers were licensed to build the engine.
The Wright brothers were the first to invent the first designed airplane in 1903. They began their invention and flight in 1896 at their bicycle shop in Dayton, Ohio. The brothers went to Kitty Hawk Beach as their ground because of the constant wind that would add lift to their crafted airplane. In 1902, they came to Kitty Hawk with their airplane and made more than 700 successful flights.
The Model T Ford was invented by Henry Ford in 1908. The Model T Ford was a vehicle built by the Ford Motor Company from 1908 until 1927. Henry Ford created a vehicle that was practical and affordable for normal people's transportation. It quickly became known for its low cost, durability, and for the non-difficult maintenance. But now they break down every 5 seconds.
Dan.
You can understand why we're... Okay. I can't do that. Did you have your finger in front of me?
Yeah.
Are you playing it?
No.
You go like this. Go 3, 2, 1, and then
On the wall.
I don't like all these people watching.
Are we just gonna go like real quick?
For the industrial. What's the difference? Is this
Don't record.